Hi, Cam. Hi, Charlie.
What's up, guys? Sorry, I'm trying to...
Are you filming, baby?
Trying to videotape some history here.
Jimmy's, he hasn't been on the radio in a long time looking for headphones. I'm too loud already.
I forgot how to do this.
I mean,
never knew
it's easy, baby.
I'm just here because there's an announcement.
There's an announcement today.
What's that?
Well, I believe we got a show coming up together, guys.
My goodness.
A family. We're a new family coming in. And, of course, you know, Timmy and the boys are going to head over somewhere else. We love them. We're taking over the morning show, 7 to 10. We're going to have a great time. And if you're asking, like, what kind of show is it going to be? Well, Charlie and I have been doing a show, and now Kat's in here, and he's going to tie everything together.
I'm just going to try not to ruin it.
I mean, there you go.
And the working title is Cam, Charlie, and the Old Guy.
No doubt.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And it's sellable. It's Hot Take Central, by the way.
Hot Take Central.
I love the name.
Central.
I like
Hot Take
it.
Central. It started out as, what was the first name going to be?
Hot Take Factory.
The Hot Take Factory.
Jimmy
And
thought of
then
that, by the way.
You can tell. So when Kat said Hot Take Factory, I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. And you could tell. So we had this meeting, and Jeff Witt, our fantastic sales guy, you could just tell he didn't like it.
Yeah.
You could tell he wanted to go in a different direction. And then Cam brings up Hot Take Central, which I really like. So it's really
Nice work, Cam.
it's a combination. It's a combination of both of you guys together.
So
creative. But then after the fact, after all three of us were really on board, Jeff Witt, again, who we love, still was like, what about the hat trick? What about the hat trick?
Yeah,
you can just tell that Jeff Witt does not like this name. Jeff, I'm sorry.
We love you.
We love you, and we're going to work hard for you.
Exactly. Well,
with
the
you.
Hot Take Factory, I'm like, damn, that sounds like Cheesecake Factory for some reason. I kept thinking of Cheesecake Factory. Then I got hungry. Then I ate a bunch and I gained weight. So I was like, no, we got to change that a little bit. But it's a Hot Take it's a Hot Take Central.
That's Hot Take
Jeez,
Central.
Louise, now it's confusing. Hot Take Central. That's what it is.
It's going to be an awful show.
And you know what? It doesn't even matter what the name is. It doesn't even matter what the name is. It doesn't matter. When I first heard Pearl Jam, I'm like, Pearl Jam, what's that? Yeah. And then all of a sudden, Eddie Vedder goes out there and kicks ass. And I'm like, oh, yeah, these guys are great. Doesn't matter. We're going to have a good time, Jimmy. Welcome aboard, baby.
It's the first time that I've ever been on a show where I had fear of one of the co-hosts.
Well, you should.
Like actual
Seth
physical fear. Like, I'm not going to get Cam mad at me like I did some of my other partners because I'm afraid.
Well, you should be.
Well,
Charlie's afraid, too.
So, true story, and I think Cam would agree with this. Have we been working together for about 3 years?
Yeah.
Okay, about 3 years. And, Kat, we've been working together for, parts of 13 years. And Cam and I don't think we've actually had a real argument until last week. And it was more so that it was one of those days. I always like to be honest with the audience.
You didn't want me on the show. Cam did.
No.
All right.
Listen, we wanted you. We love you. We need you. It's going to be great. But last Thursday, it was one of those days where there were no games. It's just everything's COVID. We were both super busy. You're driving your kids around. You got this. You got that.
I thought you just mocked me for having family obligations.
I know, but my point is, I think
your kids go travel baseball.
So 3 years in, Cam and I got in this argument. I think more so we were just agitated in general.
Yes.
At our situations sometimes you're just busy. And it turned into an argument about if Jordan Binnington would start coming off COVID. And that was the first time we ever had a legit argument. And then people were all surprised by it.
Like, are
and
you guys
neither
okay?
of us cared whatsoever. We were just kind of like ornery that day.
We were donezo that day, man. That was a done day, man. It is what it is. Now, Andy Strickland and I get into some arguments because he tries to piss me off. It is what it is. But no, look.
He's your boss. He told me he's your boss.
He takes care of the finances, so it is what it is. He does a lot of work. Does a lot more work than I do. I got to try to keep up and be entertaining or whatnot. But look, guys, it's going to be fun. I'm pumped up for this. You got to get the little time change, getting up a little early. I want to get here early. I'm going to make everybody coffee. If there's donut places open,
you're not going to do that.
I'm not going to do that. I'll be here early.
You will not.
You want to bet on that? I bet you I'll be here early, and I bet you I'll make coffee for everybody. So when you come in, it's going to smell like Folgers, and you're going to be like, oh, my God, let's get going, baby. That's what I'm going to do.
We have our first problem, though.
Folgers?
No.
Oh.
I would never drink coffee out of a station coffee pot.
No, I'm bringing mine own in.
Okay,
no.
Good.
Yes.
Okay. Because you get one disgruntled employee, and they could do some business with that coffee pot, so I never trust that.
Well, that thing's compromised anyway. That whole area over there is compromised. We're going to have to clean that area up. I'm going to fresh, new. If you want Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks might be a little expensive.
No.
Okay, we got a budget here a little bit.
I don't. Starbucks is fine. I just get regular coffee, and I don't even know how to order it there.
Oh, jeez. That place.
Can I have a large black coffee? And they
Venti.
Yeah.
It's venti. Line up out the wazoo.
Here's the difference, though. I agree with you, Kat, in the past. You don't want to go with the station coffee. However, I have to say, Fox 2 has a great setup. Keurig, a nice big pot. You got multiple pots, decaf, caffeinated, the good stuff. Here, though, and I'm not just sucking up to Dave Zobrist. Dave Zobrist, owner, we love him. He's also, the business is all these drinks and the Pepsi distributorship. So usually, and Dave, I guess I will call him out a little bit. It's the holidays, so I'm sure when the new year comes. But that fridge is usually stocked with all kinds of, I call it pop, energy drinks, the coffee, the Starbucks type drinks, and all that. So you got a pretty good setup there. And I just want people to know, I will not be here early.
I know.
I will be here at 6:55, and Cam is early. He beats me here every day, which is why when he wasn't here today, I texted him. I want to make sure. This was a huge day, huge announcement. It was a surprise. Nobody knew this was happening.
Yep.
Nobody knew.
You leaked it.
What are you talking about?
You're a leaker.
That was a cute post. That was a cute post.
Well, first of all, thank you. Second of all, I think whether it was last week, a couple weeks ago, when we were on the air and Kat came in live and sat down, I think that was the leak, to be fair.
Yeah, I think you kind of leaked it at the beginning. You're right on that, Charlie.
You don't know anything about marketing.
Boom.
And trust me, I have a company, Cam, Jim Hayes Enterprise, that does marketing. And if you keep that secret to yourself, for this announcement today, I would have had satellite trucks the Ladue patch here to cover the announcement.
Ladue News.
Well,
Ladue News.
No, why do you think?
Oh, okay.
Why do you think I was shooting cell phone video that was also shooting into a bunch of windows? So it's really overexposed. But that video will be featured prominently, potentially, if it doesn't get dropped after the Connor Bazelak news, last night's Armed Forces Bowl, and bragging rights. If we have time, that will be the 15 to 20 second kicker story.
Oh, nice. Oh, nice.
Or, hey, on Christmas, we can do a little thing. We can do a little promotion on Fox 2.
Yep. You absolutely got to do that, actually.
Can I say this, though?
Sure.
I'm really excited, honestly, to work with you. And, I've always been a fan of Cam. He knows that.
Yep.
Charlie and I have worked with in the past, and I've always wanted to, because it was always easy. One of the things, you do a show with someone, you can argue, but it's never personal. You're friends. You just see it differently, which is a good thing. But to be back at 590, which I think is still a really good brand.
Agreed.
With the lineup that this station has, the people that are on it, I mean, that's a seriously good lineup. Now, obviously, having our show now in mornings, a little suspect there. We gotta, we have to
bring the heat.
We have to bring the heat. But Dave Zobrist, who, unlike other guys I've worked with, doesn't want his name in the paper, doesn't want it about him, has been great. And I think the plan and his vision is a really good one. And the station feels so different just walking into it, and it has nothing to do with Hadley not being here. All right, I said it.
I knew that was
all right.
And that's all good. And that's all good. No. That's all good.
Charlie's let's not do that.
He's a wily veteran. He gets to say what he wants, and they went toe to toe. Okay, it is what it is. It is what it is.
I'm really honestly, it feels great to do this. I'm really excited. I was with TMA a long time. They're going to be great. Yeah. We're gonna forge our own thing, and everyone wins in this except the listener.
Exactly.
But let's be real. This is a to the death fight competition with them. We don't like them anymore.
Yeah.
We are going to now subscribe to the ratings.
Yeah.
All right, we're going after them. I'm blocking them from all my contacts, emails. If I see them out and about, I'll probably slash their tires.
Right. Yeah. Assault here and there, depending on where you're at and who's watching.
Minor assault.
Yeah, just scare them. You just scare them a little bit.
You know what? I'm gonna take those ratings and submit that to my company, and we're gonna come up with one piece of data out of everything that could be against us and play up that one misleading piece of data.
Baby.
Hold on.
To see how we're winning the war.
So hold on a second. Now, again, I only got about a week with Fox 2, and I love Fox 2. And truthfully, Fox 2 is a major player, as we all know, in this market. Morning shows popping. We got news all over the place.
Now, Fox 2 is on, that's Channel 4, right?
Yeah.
That's Channel 2.
All right, my bad.
Now,
They're all the same.
every station does this. And my favorite part, now you can have the real ratings. Okay, we won with the ratings. Or, let's be real, more importantly is the demographic that you're going after, whether that's 18 to 54, whatever it is. But whenever I see a TV station and they say, we're the fastest growing station, how do you equate that? You could really pick any day part. You could pick a week, you could pick a month, and you could find that kernel when you grew faster than somebody else, and that's basically a made-up headline.
You're cherry-picking the stats.
Yeah.
Yes.
The one big headline that somebody broke, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, look where we're at. And people do that at podcasts, too, when you get the ranking systems, and you have a big hit, somebody says something crazy, it blows up, and they're like, oh, we bumped up the number of 15. Well, really, you've been down to 78, but the one guy said something.
So, text line 855-282-8255. Kat, so many people excited to have you back. Brad in Boca says, Viva la Cat. 636, happy to hear this news. Merry Christmas to the listeners. Eric in the Central West End, it's so good to hear the Cat on the radio. Love you, boo.
Aww.
And, a lot of people. Well,
so 3.
Well,
and
hold
we
on.
cherry-picked that stat.
There were 3
People
good
are
ones, though.
excited to have Jim Hayes back.
You hypocrite.
Listen, it's already the holidays.
Yeah.
I said yesterday felt like Christmas break.
Oh, man.
Today really did. Like yesterday, I only had 1 hour to do because Cam was with Andy the first hour. And I sat down, and again, I know there are a lot of people that you got serious jobs, but I think for a lot of jobs, it's just like free time right now. Nobody's really working. Again, if you're trying to go out there and get sales, you're calling people up. A lot of people aren't at work.
I'm
My
one
wife's
of the few
shaking her head
guys
right now.
out of my friend group. I'm one of the few guys I know that actually shows up to work and isn't staying in their house and working from a laptop. Not that there's anything wrong
Well,
with that.
do they have the option, or is that like a lazy move?
No, there's. I guess it depends. It varies, but
Because I mean, if you could chill at home, unless it hit it hurts somebody else in that business field. I mean, why wouldn't you just stay at home and do it? If we stayed at home, it wouldn't be as good radio. I mean, it's just that simple.
I think that's true for most businesses. Now, it's obviously not something I know a ton about, but I think human interaction, like for
100%.
example, at Bally's, like when we were doing remote
The
stuff,
gym, the famous gym.
Yeah, when you
what?
The famous workout facility, Bally's.
Yeah,
that we all go to a lot.
Bally Sports Midwest, which used to be Fox Sports Midwest.
Yeah.
Like when the producers get together and talk about what we want to do with a certain show, I think it's a better process. For example, you have a great name like the Hot Take Factory, and it gets morphed into a better name thanks to the collaboration. You lose sort of that personal interaction. I also think teamwork is built on personal interaction. So I know, companies have to protect their workers. Everyone's got safety in mind. But I do think when everyone's working remotely, I think you lose something.
I think every CEO will agree with that too. Go ahead.
So that's a great point, though, about the name. Because, and I'm repeating myself, but when you were the one that brought the name to the table, and it was Hot Take Factory, I did 100% think that Cam improved on it. And I was wondering, is Kat going to be like, okay, that's no longer my idea, but you guys came together like brothers?
Well, he's got 2 words, and I only had 1. So he's you got 2 out of 3.
Yours actually made it better, because I thought the Hot Take Factory is kind of a little long, but I couldn't come up with anything better. And then you stepped in and you said, here, let me get the football and take it across the goal line for you, my friend.
Or dump the puck in and go forecheck.
Or
turn it over.
Or tell you it's safe to score.
Yeah.
Or set a screen.
Or lose in a bragging rights game and have a terrible, terrible game. I watched that damn basketball game last night, and I'm going to say one thing. I don't know basketball. 2 things I'm going to say. But I do know athleticism, and that was so obvious, the difference between Illinois and Mizzou, and just the way those guys ran up and down the court, shot the ball, jumped, everything. It's noticeable to a guy that doesn't know a damn thing about basketball.
Are we doing sports talk now?
I don't know. It just popped in my head.
This.
I had it in my notes.
It's a bad day for Mizzou.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying.
Bowen Bandit said about 10 minutes ago, Cam and Charlie, I will bring you guys Bloody Marys on your first show.
Well, I'm healthy again now.
What about Jim?
Already on there.
We're already jacking him up on coffee. I want to get him liquored up now.
I have to do coffee. I've become addicted to coffee. And true story, I never drank coffee until I met my now wife, which was 2013. I was not a coffee drinker. I never drank coffee. I drank all those energy drinks.
Oh.
Which I don't think are the best for you. At one point, I even went to the hospital. I think I was drinking too many of those speed stacks when I used to work out. Those things that just give you crazy energy.
Yeah, man.
And I was never a coffee person. Met my wife, and now I'm at least, I'm probably 3 cups a day throughout the day. I'm drinking coffee at night at Fox 2 at 10 p.m.
Well, that's going to change, but
it is.
I tell you, I drink black coffee in the morning, and then you kind of get a little energy, and you go down and get your workout in. I don't know. It jacks you up a little bit. But if you drink too much, I'm
messes with my stomach. Coffee messes with my stomach, so I went to Red Bull. And I think, like, life has beaten me down so badly that, like, whatever I put in has no effect because I'm a lost cause anyway. Like, my wife had a bad reaction to her second COVID shot.
Okay.
And I had, like, no reaction. So I thought, well, that's because I'm a man.
Yes.
I don't have bad reactions to vaccinations because I'm a man's man.
No doubt.
And then our friend who's a doctor said, no, actually it means her immune system was working at a high level and yours isn't.
He's lying to you.
That's
You're a man.
I have a question, though. Now, the text line, Tim Van Gelded says, Kat, you got to watch Mail It in Marlow. He's always willing to sacrifice monetizing to take time off. I don't know if that's actually true, but the son of the old master painter returns. So I have a question for you, though, because I know when you weren't on the radio the last couple of months, there were some big stories. And if I know you miss being able to have a hot take on a story. And so when the whole thing with the Rams situation and the lawsuit went down, I was thinking there should have been a podcast for old Hollywood Hayes and Malibu Marlow, and we weren't able to do that.
So are
No?
you?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Do I have a hot take on the Rams situation?
That, over the last couple of months, what did you miss talking about the most?
Bigfoot.
Okay.
The fact that there has been an uptick in sightings. Experts have said that Bigfoot exists, though only on televised shows where they do exhaustive investigations.
Sure.
How the Cardinals probably, if they end up playing this season, will not lose a game.
No doubt.
Mm-hmm.
And also chicken parmesan. Like, we just had the folks from the Pasta House in.
Lord.
And I wish they would have brought some chicken parmesan. Those are some.
Yeah.
But I will say this. One of the things I was really looking forward to was reading about depositions. I wanted depositions.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
And we never got to get to any meat. We got, some behind-the-scenes things. And it was settled, a lot of money. I don't know where that money goes. I don't know. But I wanted someone like Stan Kroenke or Kevin Demoff. I kind of wanted them to be brought into the public square. Not physically, this is not a threat, but sort of hung up and used as a piñata.
Agreed.
For the satisfaction of all the folks in to this day, I'll still watch a little NFL, and it's probably a character flaw, but I'm still mad at the NFL. You know why? Because my kids said, "What team do we root for now?"
Oh,
Yeah, now that'll get you now.
Does he have a jersey of anybody?
Now he's Chiefs, but it's not the same love as he had for the Rams.
Mahomes?
Loves Mahomes.
Yeah.
Jackson?
And I think now he has a lot of jerseys, but I'll be honest with you, we cheaped out because it was the Chiefs. We only got a jersey for him.
Oh,
You got to save
Poor
some
kid.
money. You got to save some money for your kid.
Oh, you get the cheap jerseys, travel baseball. Oh, man. Hey, a couple on the text line here, 855-282-8255. So happy that Kat will be back on the airwaves. A new dynamic should be very interesting. Welcome back, Kat. Cam, now you have someone with to have a morning chew with. Damn right. I'm bringing the Cat an Irish coffee. That's from Baldwin Bandit. Sanderson says, no French fry takes, ?
Any new fry takes?
Cat? It's on you.
All right.
You and Biff.
I'll be honest with you. I mean, I've had a few brewing. I was for a long time. I was a steak fry guy.
Sure.
And I was unapologetic about it just because of the high yield but I've always been sort of a crinkle cut guy close behind. The crinkle cut fries at Culver's. They might have put me over the top where now I'm crinkle cut.
Shake Shack also with the crinkle.
Very good.
Culver's
Very
is Culver's is really, really good fast food place. It is probably my top 3 or 4. Culver's, damn good. Butterburger. Go ahead, Seth.
No, I was going to say, Jim, I used to get steak fries all the time, too, but the restaurants wouldn't give you enough. They would give you, like, 6 of them.
Yeah, they're cheap.
You know, because they were so thick that they couldn't fit them on the plate if they mount them on.
And how did you respond to that?
With crinkle cut fries.
All right, because I'll be honest with you. If I'm at a place and I order steak fries and they bring me 4, I throw that plate. I mean,
Oh, he's that guy.
I'm
We've
a wild
talked
card,
about
yeah.
this.
I throw the plate right against the wall.
And
Jimmy,
you're filming it.
Jimmy, are you the guy that the steak comes and you're like, no, take one bite. You're like, no, don't want it. Take it back.
No.
No. Okay.
Well, also, it's self-preservation. I've also believed that if you're the guy that sends food back, your food will be returned to you with spit in it. So be very careful with it. But, like, it's funny. I don't want to I love Culver's, but they didn't put some of our order in last night, and it was my wife's order. Now, you're a married man. If you take out and you bring it back to the family and you and the kid get yours, but the wife doesn't, it's not good, right? I mean, your night is not going to be good. So I immediately, when I got in and saw hers wasn't in there, before I even discussed, she would have said, honey, don't go back. But then I would have heard about it later. I think as a husband, you realize you have to go back.
You went,
so
really?
I went
100%.
back. And then I went back, and that place is always busy. And I wasn't mad. You know, I was a little frustrated. And I said, ma'am, we had gotten this, and it wasn't put in the takeout bag. And she said, sir, I understand. I'm sorry. And she was very nice, and it was a non-issue.
Wait. So you got all the way home, you looked at it, and you're like, oh, God, I'm going to go all the way back to the fast food restaurant, go all the way around again.
No, I parked and went in. But this time,
Wow.
if it were my food, I would not have gone back.
How far away is it?
He said, I'm Jim Hayes from Bally Sports
How
Midwest.
far away is it?
How dare you?
I'll be honest, it was like it's 15 minutes.
Oh, my
goodness.
You are
Both
a
ways?
great husband.
No, it's self-preservation again. You
That's
just
right.
want to make your life easy.
Look,
Dude, I ain't going
it does
back.
not matter. It does not matter the time. If it's 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, the next 12 to 24 to 36 to 48 hours of your life are going to be much, much
Really?
better.
It's an
and
investment.
you certainly invest and you sacrifice in that 15 to 20 minutes because it's going to pay off.
Just turn around. Don't let her talk you out of it. Just do it because it's in your best interest to do that.
I've never done that, and I've also never, even if I had they gave me the wrong damn food, I'd eat it because I just don't want to be like, hey, excuse me, it's not, I'm just like, kind of like, I don't know. Never done that for my wife. Love my wife. Great. But if she doesn't have her fries, it's like, here, take a couple of mine. Go all the way back, and wow.
Wait, so
I don't think she'd
let's
be
say
that
she
pissed.
got a salad and you got a burger, and you get home and your burger's delicious, and you go, sorry, honey, you lose out on this one. I wish I had a salad to give you, but I don't. You got to live with it. You got to live with the
There's got to be
consequences.
some tuna fish in the pantry or something. I could scrounge something up for her.
Here's
Like you see
a
the
good
look on her
example.
face.
Oh yeah, she loves me.
Here's a good example. Craig in Arizona says, worked in the business 15 years. Don't send food
Yeah,
back.
dude.
Yes.
I know, man.
What's the movie? Was it Road Trip? Where they go
Oh god.
and they go to the diner, and it's the guy who was on SNL. Is it Horatio Sands?
Yeah.
He was in the back in the kitchen, and the skinny guy in the movie. I don't know any of these people's names.
Yeah,
I know
neither do I.
Stifler was in it. Stifler was in it from American Pie.
And the Canadian comedian Tom Green.
yes.
Nice
And the
work.
skinny guy.
I know.
He had the snake. He had
I'm
the
healthy
snake.
now, by the way.
He was feeding the snake. So the skinny guy got the pancakes, didn't like the pancakes. They take it back, and Horatio Sands said, "Oh, I'm sorry. Yes,
Oh,
I'll
Lord.
take these back. Oh, don't you worry about it. I'll take them back."
Lord.
And he throws them. He's got sweatpants on. He's a little heavy set. He throws the pancake up. He catches it in the front of his sweatpants. He wipes it. He wipes it in the front. He throws it in the back. He extends his sweatpants in the back. He smushes it around. And again, does it ever happen like that? Probably not. But I do think something happened.
No doubt about it.
Sometimes.
Not doing it.
I think
That's why at the drive-thru, always be on your best behavior too.
Yes.
Even if the person doesn't understand, I'm always nice. You know why? They're handling your food.
Oh, I know. No, hello. Hey, sorry. No, it's all good. No, I wanted that. No problem.
Right. That's
don't
why.
don't touch my stuff. It's gross.
Because I don't even want to think about you have an employee in the back who's in a bad mood anyway, even if you haven't done anything. Can you imagine what we've ingested over the years. That's why I'm not going to drink from the station coffee pot. I'm not going to, I'm not going to.
Well, I'm hooking that up.
All right.
I'm hooking that up. Fresh coffee, Folgers, maybe Dunkin' Donuts. Starting with Folgers, though.
And then my question is to you guys, too, as we get close to kicking off, on January 3rd?
Yes, sir.
Hot
Take Central, baby.
On that Monday. Yeah.
Hot Take Central, so I'm going to have to get used to the name. So you guys already have a dynamic. You guys have
we're cute together.
Have a grounded, fortified show, and I'm sort of like the throw-in.
Sure.
So any rules for me, because Cam already gave me a list of things that he doesn't want me to do.
Yeah, I got a couple more.
Is there anything that I have to know about how not to encroach on your dynamic?
Here's what happens. So Cam opens it up. He starts the show, throws to me. I have a real strong opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And then you say, gosh, Charlie, that was a great point.
Yeah.
And then if you want to add anything after that, you're free to do
We'll
that.
let you. But you got to raise your hand.
Like, let's say 7 to 10 seconds.
Yeah.
At the most.
All right.
Yeah.
I can do
And
that.
then we'll reset.
Yeah. Just agree with everything we say, and then we're going to be fine.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm excited, though.
So
Truthfully,
am I, dude.
because you know what? We're just gonna come in there. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna talk sports. But what I really enjoy is when you have no idea where the conversation is gonna go, and that's a good thing. You may go in on a day and say, "Oh, there's nothing going on," and then all of a sudden, just that topic.
An
And you can go
earthquake
back
happened
in
in
the day.
Chile.
It can be Tuna Fish Vaughn. It can be back in my day. Nobody plans that stuff. Nobody plans that.
Yes.
And that's the type of memorable stuff that people laugh about to this day. And you know this, on Twitter. People bring that stuff up all the time. I get called Malibu Marlow or Tuna Fish Vaughn, whatever it is.
Hey,
and
Wayno.
you get Hey Wayno, all the different inside jokes over the years, and we're going to be able to create new ones, and they're going to be very organic, and I think it's going to be fantastic.
Lasting memories.
Yeah, people already want some swag. They want that Hot Take Central swag. Fungo's chiming in. We're going to have to get on that, too. And we're going to have a producer as well. I'm still going to take my notes down. Get that thing sponsored, by the way. I usually have unique notes. You brought up the Bigfoot thing. Yeah. It's sometimes if something happens, I tie stuff like that in there. UFO talk here and there.
I like that.
No one gives a damn about UFOs anymore, by the way. They're like all over like California, like, And people are like, oh,
Government admits that now there are UFOs.
And no one
They
gives a
admit it.
damn. No one's even talking
until
about
they
it.
show up one day and they want to eat everybody's kidneys. They survive on human kidneys.
That could be like the movie, was it Independence Day? If you think about it, and I don't want to get political. I don't like to do that. But when you think about the divisiveness.
Go wherever you want to go.
Yeah.
When you think about the divisiveness in this country, and then between other countries and religions, it might take a UFO to attack us for the human race to truly unify.
That was the movie Independence Day.
I just said that.
I know,
but my point is,
it's totally though.
No,
That's an original
there could be
thought.
a lot of truth to that. What else would bring us together? In this country, do we ever come together unless there's a tragedy?
Well, because half the country would be like, no, aliens are good. And then half the other hand.
Are those aliens vaxxed?
Are they back? You're not allowed here, okay? Stop killing. Look, we don't care about you killing people, but you're not
I
back.
kind of disagree. Like when Wham put out "Wake Me Up Before You Go,"
Sure.
the world unified then.
Oh, Jimmy,
Jimmy.
I know where you're going with this.
No, music's
Yeah.
definitely
He wants
And,
that to
and
be the
Wham,
intro
and
song.
especially Wham.
You want that to be the intro song. We got to compromise. We got to compromise. What about another 80s song?
You want
Like
heavy
Huey?
metal?
No, I don't. No.
Yes, you do.
Well, of course. But it's not about me. It's about us, family,
I like
team. What about another 80s song? Maybe Huey Lewis and the News.
Ooh, I like that.
I want a new drug. Meaning, you want a new drug. We're the new drug. Smoke us, snort us, whatever you want to do, inject us into your veins. That's what it is.
What if we did this? We played that song. Every time it came up the word drug, we just said show. What do you think?
Hey, that is actually.
Can you handle that pre-pro?
And I'll do it live every day. So,
You want a new
Seth,
show? Oh,
Seth
that's
Close
perfect,
on the
dude.
board. He
Perfect.
just opens up my mic each morning, and then the second morning I'll forget to do it.
I just felt like, and I'm not against that idea. I just felt like, I mean, you're a legitimate tough guy. I actually showed some of your fight videos to, and you've met my son because at that Iggy's bowling event, I think.
Oh, yeah.
So you met him before, but I wanted him to show that Daddy's kind of tough because he hangs with a tough guy.
Yeah.
So I showed him some of your fight video. But as one tough guy and two fake tough guys, I thought Wake Me Up Before You Go is kind of mocking the fact that we are not manly men.
I kind of like that. Yeah, we didn't talk about this beforehand. Cam loves heavy metal. He loves real hard stuff. I think it gets him pumped up. But he's already a morning person anyway. So, I don't know. I kind of like the funny, like back in the day, Nick and the Badger, great show.
I forgot about that.
And that show had the Miley Cyrus. Was it Miley Cyrus? Party in the USA? Whoever sang that. And it was really dumb and silly, but it fit. It fit a very dumb and silly show.
Text line, what do you guys think? What do you guys want? Throw some songs out
shows
there.
the planning we've done, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, exactly. Well, this is how you plan. You tell the text line, they get creative for you. It's an easy process. You don't do anything. You let the text line do all the work.
And here's the other part. People forget this.
I like that.
People forget this. Just imagine, folks, right now, you're out there, it's the holidays, you're spending time with your family, and everybody's going to have a great time. You got Christmas, you got New Year's, and then on that Monday, we're going to come in, January 3rd.
Oh, yeah.
And think about it. So much going on because the NHL's paused and there's an MLB lockout, but we'll break that down. We'll break all that down.
Yes, dude.
So we'll come in. There's all kinds of games being played.
I can't wait.
There won't be any type of talk daily about who tested positive for COVID.
No.
And basically, we'll just do a daily rundown of who's in protocol and who isn't.
I think that's a great idea.
I like it. I just wonder though if this do you call it Omicron or Omicron?
I say
Omicron.
I say Omicron.
I just wonder
Omicron.
like how we're going to react as a nation to this going forward because you can't stop this thing. But it doesn't seem like people are getting really sick and more people are vaccinated and there's more therapeutics now available. So we're in a different place than when this thing first came out of nowhere. I'm just hoping that we can get through it without any carnage.
How's what are they doing with the baseball, youth baseball? Is it they got to wear masks on the field? Like, what are anything crazy that they have to do?
No, no. I mean, I think they keep the kids as separate as best they can because right now it's just practicing.
Yeah.
But no, that.
Yeah, I guess the baseball would be you're outdoor, although you're indoors hitting balls and stuff like that too. Hockey's kind of weird. But I was skating last night. Kids are everywhere. Place is just jam packed. Kids are skating outdoors. I mean, everybody seems happy.
My
on social media where everybody's bitching. I think
look, I get that companies, the government wants to keep people safe. I always think about it this way: if I was in charge of the county or the state, and I used to be an alderman. You didn't know this, but I used to be an alderman.
Oh, I know.
So I know the heavy responsibility. But, you don't want people to die on your watch. So you're probably going to be overreactive instead of wait and see because hindsight's 20/20, and all of a sudden people are in a bad way, and you did it. So you want to be careful. But on the other hand, I just think, the kids in particular, with the lockdown and virtual learning, I think they really suffered. I know everyone was trying to keep everyone safe. I get it, so I'm not complaining. But I think they suffered a bigger price than we even realized.
Completely agree with you.
So I have, a 6-month-old son and a daughter who's about to be 4.
What's
and
your
I
son's
really
name? I don't even think I know.
Charlie. Baby Charlie. Not a junior. Just
and
Charlie.
You were like, the world needs another me.
See, this is exactly why I feel the need to explain this. Because I like the name Max. I wanted the child to be Max Marlow. I thought that was a
that is
cool name.
Yeah.
Max Marlow.
Yeah.
Even though he probably wouldn't be able to hit, he sounds like a cleanup hitter. Max Marlow sounds like a centerman that scores 30, right? Just from the name. I'm not saying
Max sounds like a 6'4" power forward, baby. To the net
to
with
me, he
long
sounds
hair.
like a dependable possession receiver.
That's fine. Okay, so you're thinking, but I'm tall, I'm not fast. When you say possession receiver, that has to be a short white guy. It has to be a TJ Moe.
Hustle, that's very
type.
scrappy.
Yeah.
Hustles,
Yeah.
100%. No, but I like the name Max. My wife didn't, and we settled on Charlie. So I do feel the need to explain that because I know you're joking, but you had to have a junior. You had to have another Charlie.
Charlie Jr.
Hold on.
I wasn't joking.
Yeah.
I know you weren't. Okay. Couple texts.
You want him to be you.
These are important here. Okay. Couple here. I got to find the good ones. First of all,
We're blowing up today.
there have been fingers texting in saying, keep your East Coast values off St. Louis radio. And that's true. As a true Midwesterner from Ohio, Cam as well, from Eureka, I don't really think we need your coastal elitism
It's true.
and your wing talk.
I know wings. That's the other thing. Being from the East Coast, don't try to act
know
like you know
food.
anything about
Get on with yourself.
wings, okay? I know wings.
All right.
Wings. Okay, well, wings are big in the East Coast.
Oh,
That's
Buffalo.
where it started.
Oh yeah,
okay?
Buffalo. I guess.
I went to
I'm
school
thinking that's
outside.
north. I'm thinking of Jersey.
Let's not do geography.
I'm thinking of Jersey. I'm thinking of New York. I don't think of wings, but now I think of Buffalo. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Here's a
Yeah.
great question, and this is important because there are people out there, and they're hearing about this new show. They're hearing about this new
Hot
lineup.
Take Central.
Hot
Yep.
Take Central. Okay, I'll give it a shot. I don't know. I was looking for some new voices maybe in the St. Louis sports scene. We're getting these three old guys, kind of
Retread.
some retreads.
Yeah.
And so this gentleman, Mick, says, what are you guys going to do different than the other sports stations? So, I mean, I have a great answer to this, Cap, but let's let you go first.
First off, who sent that in?
This is Mick.
He chimes in. He's cool.
Because, and I'll get to my
Are you
point
buying
in a
time?
second. No, because you were talking about what to name your son.
Correct.
If I had another son, and I would never win this battle with my wife, I would name him Nick, because I don't know one guy who people don't like who's named Nick.
Like my brother.
I got one.
Nick.
I have a brother.
Nick.
Nick. It's a great name.
Everybody loves
See, I
him,
didn't
right?
like him.
100%.
You had a Nick? Do you know anyone named Nick who isn't a good guy?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's not a bad dude. He's just a dude. But yeah.
Okay.
When I think of Nick, I'm not like, I don't know. Everybody's different with that. You can go to, my dad named me after an African-American fellow that went to Brentwood who was like a badass. His name was Cameron something, and he named me after him.
Cam is
my
a-
dad thought he was a cool name.
Cam is a great name. All right, so what's going to make this show different? And we've already talked about it, ad nauseum in our meeting.
We made an outline.
Mm-hmm.
We made our thesis statement, our mission statement.
Wait, you guys having meetings without me?
Yep.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, and they were like 2-3 hours.
They were long. There weren't Zoom meetings either. We were together.
I'm not going to get too into everything, but one thing, and you can back me up, it's going to be research.
Sure.
Hot takes can be found everywhere, but when you get a Hot Take Central hot take, it's going to be a hot take that was researched to the hilt.
Yep.
So we're not going to come in here with nothing planned and then just spout off on something we saw on Twitter
Especially with
because
that
we
name.
have no.
Yeah.
It's going to be choreographed and researched. Okay, so when you hear a hot take on this new show, you better believe it's been checked.
Yes.
True. And here's where we will separate ourselves. This never happens in radio. But let's say you get into a discussion, you don't really know exactly what you're talking about. So you say something, somebody calls you on it, you immediately Google it, and you realize you're wrong.
Oh.
But you can't admit you're wrong.
This is why I want to be on the show.
So
This is why I wanted-
even though you're looking at an article that disproves your side, you still have to dig in and try to get yourself out of that and never admit you're wrong. So I look forward to a lot of discussions like that where you make a passing comment. Let's say you saw the headline of an article, you didn't actually read it, then you say something, somebody checks you, you Google it, but it's more of a challenge to you as a man and a radio host to still try to win that argument even though you know you're wrong.
Who did that?
I love you. I love you.
We just kind of all do that.
And then what you have to do as you're trying to somehow solidify your position, like you talk about the ratings and you find something that's ambiguous enough that you can throw out there and hide behind that you were sort of right.
That's like you attack the process. You don't attack the argument. If that person said one wrong thing, even if the actual chunk of their argument was 100% correct, if they make one mistake, you attack that relentlessly. You give them no quarter.
So let's recap. Hot takes that are researched. When we're wrong, we're going to do a much better job of alibying why we were wrong and trying to dishonestly prove we were correct.
Sure.
And Cam, what else?
Well, I just think we're probably going to be the same as everybody else, but probably just less sports talk. I don't know.
I don't know. I think we'll have enough sports talk.
Yeah, we
I
got
think,
3 hours.
I
dude.
think we'll have the right amount. There are
Yeah.
days, I always look at it like this. There are days where it's fun to talk about sports for 3 hours. If there's a ridiculous playoff game, crazy game, a bunch going on a Monday, big weekend, but if there's nothing
Jake
going
Paul
on,
winning a fight on
Jake
streaming.
Paul beating up a former
USC
athlete.
guy that 2 weeks out had to come in and fight this cat that's been training with so much money in his pocket.
Could you beat Jake Paul?
Hell no.
You couldn't beat Jake Paul.
Jeez, Jimmy, dude. Hell no. That guy would pick me apart so fast your head will spin.
Okay, it's funny because I've known you for a long time, and you never ever I beat him up or whatever. You're really honest about.
Well, yeah.
But I've seen your fights. I mean, outside,
I got beat up by guys that
you have short reach.
Could lose to Jake Paul. Dude, he'd kick my ass. He's 6'3". He's jacked. He throws heat. He's trained he's got all this coin. All he does is train. He would kick my ass. And if there's anybody that says that they'd kick his ass, they're stupid.
Really? I mean,
any of your buddies or anybody?
What if you've really boxed? What if you're a real?
Are you in shape? Are you in unbelievable shape? How old are you?
24.
This guy's 24 years old. He's
so you
6'3".
think he's real?
Well,
because I think he fights a real boxer. And MMA is different. I'm not short selling their skill set, but it's completely different.
No doubt.
Okay? I'm just saying anyone who has some real box, and I'm not talking about a guy who's 47 or a guy who was only sort of a promotion guy that they threw in there against tomato cans to build a. I'm saying a legitimate fighter. I'm not even saying like a world champion.
He'd give him a go.
I think.
But a real boxer would kick the crap out of anybody we know, right? So it's like he'd probably do pretty well against a real boxer. Would a real boxer maybe catch him with one or beat him in points in the end? Probably. But those guys are all tough. He's tough.
Okay, I'm not. Look, I give him all the credit in the world for establishing his brand, and I mean he's really rich. Everything he touches,
he's annoying.
He makes money. But I hope he loses. And when I watch something like that, and my kid is aware of those things because kids don't watch TV anymore. They watch TikTok and YouTube. Yep. And I thought to myself, and I'm not trying to steal producer Joe fighting Timberfake or whatever. But if someone had Ryan Kelly, but if someone had was a former athlete who has some disposable income, or someone who is building a real estate empire, had some money to invest, if you got St. Louis area people like a former Cardinal, a former Blue, or a former Ram, or something like that, to fight in the ring and figured out how to stream it and sell it.
A lot of money.
I think you can make a boatload.
Well,
and JHE would handle with everything, with all the marketing for this industry standard 67%.
No doubt. And Jesse Finney puts fights on.
Yes, he does.
So you could have a card of legit MMA fights or boxing matches, but then one of the marquee fights could be a couple of names of former athletes.
Jimmy, I was on the river with my wife 3 years ago when Jake Paul first boxed Nathan Robinson, and I get a call from my buddy who's kind of in part of the promotional stuff, and they wanted me to fight him, and they asked if they probably had 3 or 4 guys lined up. Like, what about this guy? So they're all in the meeting. My name got brought up. They asked me. I'm sitting on the river. I'm like, who's this guy again? And my buddy's like, yeah, he's a YouTube star. I'm like, and I'm thinking I don't want to get caught with one by you. There's a lose-lose, right? And thank God I didn't say anything on it, although they wouldn't have picked me anyway. Maybe they would have. They picked Nathan Robinson. But I'm so glad I didn't do that, man. I mean, this guy was a real deal.
What if they said, here's $1 million?
$1 million? Yeah, hell yeah. I'll get knocked out for
that's
that.
what he's paying these guys.
Yeah, but they weren't paying me.
Yeah.
Nathan Robinson's a way bigger star than I am, so they were going to pay me. He would have to be hundreds of thousands of dollars at least to fight that guy, even in that moment. Now he's way tougher. He's got all kinds of confidence in him, dude. I'm telling you, man, if anybody says that they could beat him up, they're lying to you. He's annoying.
It gives me a different look. Charlie knows this. I'm the sweet scientist.
Sure.
Because I've been a boxing
East
fan.
Coast.
Yeah.
Could have probably been a contender myself,
Probably.
but I don't want to.
Probably.
But
still could.
But I watch it and I think to myself, I think a guy his size who has boxing, and he's gotten better.
Yeah,
and I know he's state of the art training, and I give him all the. But I thought a real boxer would pick him apart and take him out in easy fashion. But I don't know. But I mean, hearing you say that gives me a different perspective.
He hasn't fought a legit striker yet, but I just need to watch the guy. Like, he's got power. But maybe a boxer again will go in there, know what to do, have quicker feet, do his thing. But you know what? Boxing's not as fun as MMA. MMA is where it's at.
And
We talk about that a lot.
The other part of
It's fun
this.
to watch.
So if you're looking at truly from an athletic standpoint, probably the most interesting fight would be he fighting, let's say, the 100th ranked legit boxer or whatever.
He was set to fight Tyson Fury's brother, who a lot of people say was just built up to make money off his brother's name, but he has some ring experience, and he's a bigger guy, and so I thought that would have been a good matchup. You know,
they need to throw a monster in there at this point.
And then here's the other thing too, like Woodley, you know, was a great champ, and for people that he didn't do well again, in the fight. That guy would kill you.
Kill you. Oh, God.
Whoever loses, suddenly anyone could be. No, he would kill you.
Kill you.
Give him his respect. He got in there.
Without even throwing a punch, he'd kill you. He's a wrestler. That guy would put you in a pretzel so fast, dude. Man, but he's not a, it's just he's got awkward matchups.
It's a different skill set, smaller guy.
Get a killer in there.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's get a killer in there. Actually, I'd put 8-ounce gloves on. That'd make it even more interesting. But I'm sick of boxing matches with a guy that is not. There needs to be equal at this point, or actually a guy that, man, he's the underdog now, and then see what he does, and then go from there. But he's making money. He's annoying.
You think we'd make money if we somehow could put a deal together to stream St. Louis-based Jake Paul type fights with celebrities, and not
me versus who's a big tough Cardinal player. I mean, you can't do a big lineman in football.
Richie Incognito.
I ain't doing that either. Oh, God, we're not getting into that again. Richie Incognito tried to fight me at Harry's one night, and I backed down because he'd kill me. And
wait, why was he? What did you do to him? Or he was just?
He's a weirdo, and we're all partying, and I don't know. Girls were involved, of course, and they kind of mixed it. All the Rams were there for camp, and something happened. I was with all my buddies, not my tough buddies, just like my buddies, And he gets in my face for something, and I'm like, what? And all his Rams buddies behind him, these jackasses, besides Jacob Bell, and besides a couple other cats I knew, were like, get him, Richie, get him, at Harry's. And I'm like, what?
Great story.
You psychos. No wonder you guys all sucked. You're lucky that he didn't. They were egging him on. If there was a fight, if we're all, they want to play for the Blues or the Devil, anywhere we're at, if somebody tried to get in a fight, we grab them get the hell out of here, let's go. They were egging him on. Psychopaths. Now you got me wound up again. I turned him down. Then the next day, Keith Kachuk made fun of me because I turned him down. He called me a pansy ass. It's a good teammate right there.
It's a great story.
Great. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Richie Incognito was a bad man.
Yes, he was.
I think he's still playing.
Charlie.
Look, he's had a lot of off the field issues.
Well, you could Google that.
Well, okay.
Seth?
But a lot after he left the Rams.
Vegas.
Right.
Yeah,
but
dude.
before the fact, just go to his time with the Rams. I remember he flipped off the Fox 2 camera because remember there was one game where he had a terrible penalty that cost the Rams the game, and maybe he got unnecessary roughness, whatever it was, unsportsmanlike. And then so he was the big story. And one of our photographers was basically just filming him the whole time at practice. And Richie Incognito flips him off. And Mo Drummond will tell you this to this day. There was a time, I think it was before a game, where Mo's getting there early, and he said Richie Incognito almost ran him over. They were both, Mo thought he was going to let him walk through the street, and Richie's coming, and Mo's like, seriously? You're not going to let me by?
He's still playing. It's incredible.
He's my age,
good.
I believe.
Because he's good.
Exactly.
Now, he
right.
also had the bullying thing, right?
Yes.
And where there's some racial epithets in there.
Homophobic stuff.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, I'm not saying he's a great American by any stretch, but give him his due. He's been in the league forever because he obviously can
He's
play.
doing something. He's a monster. He would have killed me, Jimmy.
You're the only guy who admits stuff like that.
Oh,
He's 38.
Got to be real.
And he's 6'4", 322.
Why would he want to fight you?
There
you're
was
the
girls
nicest guy
involved. I was talking to. I don't step on toes. And you're certainly not. I was talking to Jacob Bell. Me and him partied. Awesome dude. Just the nicest soul. And I remember hanging out in this girl. Whatever. We just knew the same girl. And he just kind of was weird. And I'm like, I kind of grabbed the girl and put her this way or something. And he gets in my just psycho things, man. It's just terrifying. I'm going to jail even if he grabs me. Even if he kicks my ass, I'm going to jail. You're in the news. Furniture's being moved.
I agree. It's
Cops
dumb.
are coming.
It's dumb to be involved with. I mean, and let's be honest, there's an element of that in sports talk radio because we're all tough, and there's going to be some brawls. Seth, I hope you're ready. If we're walking out to the parking lot and another show jumps us or something, it goes on. It's part of the game.
100%. But
Michelle Smallman and Randy Carricker.
That's why. Look,
Randy's always strapped. He's always strapped.
And the only reason we don't subscribe to those ratings systems is we don't want to make other stations look bad.
That's what it is.
And also, let's just say hypothetically, would this ever happen? Let's say our ratings weren't that good. Okay?
I don't know.
But now we can always, we can find a way, because we don't have those, but we can talk to people on the street, and of course we're popular. Popular show, and it's a fast-growing show, and the sponsors love it, and we have a lot of Twitter activity.
That's what it is.
People love us.
And that can be on a press release?
That's what it is. Dave the Pipeler chimes in back at, let me go back here. He chimed in like 15 times. We got a lot here. Oh, he's just saying he misses you, and he's so glad that you're back. Where's it at? Oh, absolutely thrilled. All capitalized, by the way. Meaning really thrilled. Absolutely thrilled to hear the Cat is coming back.
So we're up to 4.
Can't wait to hear the new show. Fantastic. No, I love it. I want some ex-NHL cats randomly showing. Well, that's a different kind of cat, I guess. 30 minutes of new lineup, and we already see the Cat is better husband than Cam. That's unacceptable,
wow.
Beer Cats.
That's Beer Cats.
I don't know what did you say?
Well, I won't. Look, I live in St. Albans. I ain't going back to like Culver's and Eureka to get fries for Kate. Kate, I love you. I love you. But that's just not happening. I might get some Twisted Tree.
You live out in St. Albans?
Yeah,
that's
the wealthy part. The wealthy part.
It's nice there, don't get me wrong, but that's a haul, isn't it?
Yeah, it's up. I love, dude. It's
was that like 40 minutes?
No, 37.
How long did it take you to get here?
Let me tell you something. I love 590. I love all you guys. I love the cast. I love everybody at this station. But I love the fact that I can get here in 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's nice.
I just live, boom. Yeah, maybe 6. But every day I leave my house. If the show starts at noon, I try to leave at 11:45. But even if I leave at 11:50, I can still get here on time.
I leave at
10:50.
Fantastic. I'll leave for the 7 o'clock show. I'll get up at 5, and I'll leave probably at 5:40. And then get here at 6:30, get the coffee ready for the buys, do some push-ups,
I always get
my
early,
groove on.
too, because at that hour, I have a tough enough time stringing sentences together anyway.
Me too.
I got to wake up a little bit.
Yeah.
But if you told me, honestly, like how this thing worked out, like you can meet Seth, I would consider that a plus.
By the way, real quick.
Yeah.
Doesn't he look like David Vobora? Former Mr. Irrelevant, Rams linebacker.
Yeah. I mean, in a
150 pounds lighter.
Slimmer.
And Cam will critique his facial hair, and it really bothers Seth to the point where he'll immediately get a haircut.
No. I want him to go out there and kick that flow back up. I want him to wheel, and he just needed to trim it up just a little bit if he's going to go sniff around.
Once a week.
Your hair looks good,
up.
man.
Thank you.
Just cut off the split ends a little bit. Get it cut a little bit. Flow that bad boy back. Trim up the beard, and go sniff around. That's what you do.
You made a bad career choice, but I think it'll all work out. I mean,
agreed.
You don't want young people to follow that.
You gained 2 more fans on this show. My parents, for you telling me that, they've been telling me to get a haircut for a year.
I'm with the older folk.
That's why I moved out.
You moved out at how old?
27.
Good for you.
Good for you, baby.
I mean, maybe a little premature.
Yeah,
maybe a little.
And get this. So you guys you're getting to know each other. Seth started a couple months ago.
Yep.
Great guy.
Works hard. Always
works
here.
very hard. He has takes.
Yep.
He does his research. We'll talk about gambling. Now, my take was really bad. We have a good story about Seth's from the Armed Forces Bowl yesterday, but he wants to be in TV. His goal is to be on TV sports.
Maybe it'll work. I'll retire right when you could just step in and just show up at Bally's and just do my thing. We won't even tell them.
Okay, this is a real sports question. I don't mean to put you on the spot.
So I had my whole thing that I wanted to say.
He's been here for an hour.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We did say
kid's got to go.
We did say that.
We'll circle back to the question you want to ask. But I wanted to say that the way it worked out, because I've always wanted to work with you guys. So, I mean, that checks. Getting to meet Seth, plus being at the station. No Hadley here. I did it again.
That's okay. You deserve it. You're a wily veteran. You deserve it.
And with the lineup, it's a powerhouse lineup, and it's 6 minutes from your house.
It's so good.
Yes.
Dude,
count me in.
That's a game changer. And I don't mean to go off on a tangent. I love Fox 2. 100%. I also usually go there twice a day.
Yeah.
Because I like to have a nice dinner break to see my family and bedtime with the kids. So I probably spend, let's say, an hour and 20 minutes each day in the car going back and forth 2 times. And this is now going to be 5 minutes, boom, each way. That's a beautiful thing.
I don't mind driving, man. I like it.
What do you want to ask me?
What I wanted to ask you was, this was a legit baseball question, and I don't mean to put you on the spot, but because Valley Sports Midwest and your partnership with the Cardinals, how does the lockout, how has it affected you, what you can do in terms of, can you do anything? Can you use your name and likeness in the Cardinals and do anything?
Well, let me answer it this way, Charlie. It's funny you should bring that up because Christmas Day, Valley Sports Midwest, for those people who miss baseball, will have a Cardinals Christmas marathon.
I like that.
Oh, my word.
The 5 top games, I think 2 or 3 of them from the 17-game winning streak of the season, put together in edited form, and they will run all day. There's 5 of them.
I like that.
Hosted by yours truly. And for those folks who are home and want to have something on the TV while the family gathers around the Christmas tree, I think starting at 1 o'clock all day long, Cardinal baseball. Now, some of the other stuff, because there are rules, what we can show in terms of video has put that on hold. So our hot stove programming, because there is no hot stove right now, but I think as we get through the holidays and the threat of both sides losing money, I think will cause the negotiations to start back up.
And I was asking that honestly because it's pretty funny if you go to any of these team websites.
Yeah.
You go to the Dodgers website. Here's a story about Don Drysdale. It's just it's back in my day because you can't use names, images, whatever it is of current players in the CBA. If you go to any of these websites, if you go to MLB Network, they're showing the baseball movies or they're talking about the old timers.
I don't know how we got clearance to show the marathon games, but we did. And that's really your only chance to get back to baseball unless it's something way old. But you're right. I don't know if you follow me on Twitter.
I do.
But I do Cardinal birthdays on Twitter.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
And it's not to get clicks. It's because you bring up an obscure player and it brings back memories for some fans, and I'm about the fans. And I forget, I used a current player recently, and I took his shadow picture because they don't even use on MLB's website. You can't even show pictures, and I showed the player's shadow picture as really an homage to what's going on with the lockout.
So we've talked about this not on the air. I don't want to start a controversy, but are there any former Cardinals that you feel like you have a strong relationship with that you potentially would want to get on the radio here that maybe also are currently on other radio airwaves, but you feel like you have a stronger relationship with them?
Yeah, great question.
I'm not going to say
2 in a row.
I'm not going to name Matt Holly. I'm not going to say names, but he's one. But I don't know if I could say the name now. But we also, I believe, will have Harrison Bader as a weekly guest.
Ooh, doggy.
And I don't know what we're going to call it, but he's a personable guy.
Yep.
And his career's on the upswing, and he's really an interesting guy. And I think he's going to be a regular guest. There are other guys that I'm going to, as we start, I'll try to pursue to do a weekly thing with us. I'm not going to say names.
Nick Stavinoa.
Maybe it rhymes with Pat.
Barry Bonds?
Walladay.
Pat Paris? Okay.
Pat Walladay.
Pat Walladay. Let me think about that one real quick. And not just baseball. We got to get our guy weekly, I think. I think especially when NASCAR starts, our guy Kenny Wallace, he's entertaining.
Yeah.
And right now, if he's listening, he has COVID, but he's doing well. He does. He did a video on it.
He's so funny.
We're doing the YouTube. His YouTube is taken off. So he has COVID and his family's dealing with it, but he's doing fantastic.
He's okay.
I can't. Yeah.
He's okay.
I need to meet him. I have so many NASCAR questions for him.
Great dude.
I really do.
Here's the
and
deal.
by the way, I'm going to get Tony Herkek on. Remember, he played for the Blues for like 14 games. That's the guy I'm going to get.
Of course we do.
Yeah, I'm going to get him on for just to compare to Harrison
Really?
Bader.
Because I already lined up Sasha Havanoff.
I remember he doesn't speak great English either, so it's even better.
And he would smoke.
great.
And he would
Sasha
smoke
Havanoff,
in between periods under the stand. Kenny is great. And you know what I like about Kenny? First of all, he's everyman. People love him.
Oh, yeah.
But also, like, you can't meet a more true St. Louis fan. You know, like, he is a fan of everything St. Louis, and I love that about him.
He's happy all the time.
'Cause
even when he's mad, he's happy.
He really is.
Good vibe.
He's happy.
I love him.
And for the second time,
I haven't met him yet.
not to make it political, but everybody has their own
You
political
keep saying
views.
not to make it
Well, no.
political. Just go.
Go to his YouTube.
Cat.
Don't put the disclaimer
No,
on
I'm
there.
trying
Just
to
go.
make
You know what?
a
Just
good
go
point.
with it.
This is Hot Take
I
Central.
know. What I'm
Right.
saying is, go to his YouTube, his video where he talks about getting COVID, but he calls out the entire political BS of everybody. He even said, I'm just tired of this Republican, Democrat BS. Just stop with it. Just
you go.
be nice, be good, be healthy.
Yep.
And it was perfect. It was the perfect way to say it.
Be happy. Be happy, baby. You guys want to go to break?
Sure.
We
I
probably
think
should.
Cam, I think Kat has to
Yeah,
take care of some family business.
Before we take the break, honestly, I look forward to working with
too, big
all
boy.
three of you guys. It's going to be fun, and
Working for us, you mean, right?
working for
Yeah.
you.
You got that list?
I've wanted to work with you guys, but especially Charlie, for a long, long time. We've worked together before, but we're not going to overthink it. It's going to be an awful radio show.
We're going to underthink it.
Yeah.
For sure.
We're going to underthink
I am.
it, and we're just going to try to do our thing and have fun. And honestly, the fact that it's with you two guys, three now that I know you, Seth, I'm really looking forward. Thanks for letting me come on and chop up your show. But I'm
It's all good,
looking
baby.
forward.
Love you, buddy.
And just so everybody
We're
knows,
excited, man.
this is who we wanted.
Yes.
Boom. When this opportunity came up, there was nobody else.
We need a
there
wily
was
veteran,
nobody
baby.
else that we were saying, who's the guy?
We need to,
It's this man right here.
It's funny because I always thought you two were the guys
After Martin said no. What?
Oh, my
I'm just
word.
joking.
Oh, my
I'm totally
word.
kidding.
I love Martin.
Yeah, we all
I do
love
too.
Martin. Charlie really loves him, though. All right. Go to break,
Well, you
Jimmy.
said that in a weird way.
Well,
Like there was something
no,
behind it.
wait, no, there's not. It's all good. Jimmy, man, thanks for coming on. We are going to go to break. That hour went by pretty quick. That's some good.
This is gonna be a great show.
sign to
It's gonna
come.
be a good show.
That's
And,
a good sign to come.
We
Great
are going to
show.
have to at least talk before we go on the air. You know that.
Should
right?
probably do that.
I'll be in here doing push-ups, baby. I told
Can we
you.
just tell the sponsors, though? So sponsors out there, just give us a week.
Yeah.
Just give us a week. How about that? January 3rd, it's going to be good.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, January 10th,
Yes.
that might be real good.
real good. And then the 13th.